Hi, I'm Gretchen Murphy, and I'll be making my family recipe's tollhouse cookies. This family recipe was written by my great-grandmother, and her mother was the one who came up with it. So this recipe has been in the family about 5 generations. So I hope you guys enjoy. I have done my mise en place, which is pretty much getting your ingredients ready and measured to be put in the mixing bowl to mix my dough up for my cookies. So the first ingredient I'll be putting in is 1 cup of shortening. I have bought the pre-measured stick from Crisco, which is equal to 1 cup. So let me put this in the measuring bowl. Kind of messy. The next ingredient I'll be adding is 3/4 of a cup of white sugar and 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. Now I will get these creamed, which you will see what that looks like in just a second. So once that is done creaming, I'm going to add my wet ingredients. I'm going to add 2 eggs. I'm going to add a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and I'm going to add a teaspoon of hot water. So this looks pretty creamed, so now I'm going to add my wet ingredients. First, I'll turn up the blender a notch. So there goes my 2 eggs. I need to make sure. There we go. Next, I will add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Now I will add in a teaspoon of hot water. We'll let that go for a little bit longer. Next, I'll be adding 2 cups of oats. And before I do that, I need to turn down the blender a notch. So slowly pour them in, and now you'll start to see the mixture get a little thicker. So over here, ready to get poured in, is a teaspoon of baking soda, not powder, baking soda, and a teaspoon of salt. And to put that in with, I have 1.5 cups of plain flour. You may know that as all-purpose flour. So let me get these mixed in. And now, little by little, I will spoon the flour, baking soda, and salt mixture into my mixing bowl. Now since there's so little left, I can just kind of pour that in. Now that that's going, I need to add a cup of pecans. You don't want them too big, you want them about that size, so almost the size of a, well, pill. So now you'll add that in to the mixture. You'll start to see it kind of get lumpy, and your mixing bowl will kind of start to bounce, but there's nothing wrong with your mixer, don't worry. Lastly, I will add 12 ounces of chocolate chips into my mixture. But you want to add them slowly, and you'll notice it getting very bumpy at this point. Very bumpy. And you want a spatula around to kind of push the mixture off the sides to get thoroughly mixed in. I'm here with my cookie dough, and next to it I have 3 baking sheets. just regular size. And so once I put the cookies on, I'll have 5 going down this way and about 6 going across. Now before any scooping of the cookies is done, any baking of the cookies is done, you need to spray your baking sheets with Pam or something like it. After you've done that, I'm going to use a 1-ounce ice cream scoop to scoop up my cookies. As I had said before, 5 going that way and 6 going that way. So let me get that done. So now we're back, and I'm just finishing up with this baking sheet of cookies. I have 1 more to go. Now that I'm done putting the cookies on the baking sheet, they're ready to go in the oven. The oven, as I said earlier, was preset to 350 degrees. Now they'll cook in the oven for about, I think, 8 minutes. While my cookies are in the oven baking, I'm going to set out some old newspaper across the counter so my cookies will have a place to cool down. And you need to do this if you really want to taste some fresh ones so your mouth doesn't get burnt. So I've checked my cookies and they look like they're about done. So I don't burn myself, I'm putting on my UGG gloves. And then we'll get to see the cookies. Ooh, they smell so good! Here are what the done cookies look like. Now I know you might be thinking, wow, I'm dying to get a bite of that. But you can't do that just quite yet. First, you have to take a metal spatula and get the cookies off of the baking sheet. And yes, we did spray Pam on the baking sheet before we scooped the cookies on, but this is just the easiest way to get all the cookies off. So, I'll just be getting these off and onto the newspaper that I had set out. And remember, don't take a bite of the cookies right as they're out of the oven. My dad has done that so many times, I cannot tell you how many. But trust me, I've wanted to. They're that good. Almost done. Have just a couple more to slide off. And you see, you don't really necessarily need the spatula because they come off so easy. Alright, now that that's done, I think I just might get myself a glass of milk. Cookies and milk. What could be better than that? Now, time to try one. Yes, I know, I shouldn't. They're still hot. I really don't care. That hits the spot. The chocolate chips are gooey, and it's just warm and delicious. Anyway, I hope you enjoy yours. Bye.